Hello, Brenton with All Octane here, and in this video I'm going to open up the 5-car Car Culture all-terrain set that I was able to find on the pegs. So I apologize, it's been a little while since I made a video, but I have been hunting diligently, and so sometimes it just takes me a little while to find some cars. But let's go ahead and open these cars up. First up is going to be the 86 Mercedes Unimog U1300. You can see all 5 cars that are part of this set on the back of each one as you find them. It says wild terrain, so maybe it's wild terrain rather than all terrain, but according to Google it says all terrain. This was actually the first one I was able to find, and it's just taken me a week or two to find the rest of them. But there's the Unimog, and this is all plastic here on the back. It's only metal on the base and on the cab itself. And this isn't a bad tempo or color scheme, but I do not feel like the Unimog has been done justice just yet. It still just has not found a color scheme or tempo that does really well with it. We've seen it in the Star Wars lineup, but I don't know. This one's way better, way more realistic. This one's just kind of meh about it just because it's a Unimog. But yeah, I can't wait until this thing gets a better tempo and better paint job. Next up is the Ford Bronco, the 85 Ford Bronco. There's the packaging on it. And this one was the hardest one for me to find. I found it the last one I found by itself. Well, I did find the other ones, but I'd already bought them all. But the Ford Bronco is an incredibly popular topic right now in car culture. If you guys are familiar with that, actually not Hot Wheels car culture, but in real life, because they're going to be debuting it here in July, and it has been in the news. So we got front tampos on this thing, we have rear tampos, spare tire, and we've seen this casting a number of times. I have a couple versions of it here, very beat up, but this is like a mainline version. So they've definitely kind of redone it. They've done it well. It's way better now in the premium version. So yeah, check that out. Super cool. And it's a K9 unit, which is even better. All right, let's go ahead then and go to the 67 Off-Road Camaro. And we've seen this in the Fast and Furious lineup in silver. I believe this was Roman's car in the movie, but now we have it in the Lucas Oil tempo. That is awesome. Can't go wrong with Lucas Oil. I like their products. Their stadium is cool. Been to the trade show, PRI, Performance Racing Industry Show in Indianapolis, and that was a good time. So yeah, Lucas Oil. But there we go. The Camaro with the red, white, and blue. Very patriotic, very American. Nice to add that to the collection. Next up, 4 of 5, is the Land Rover Defender 110 hardtop. And it's always nice to add a Landy to the collection. This is almost a pretty properly British coloring. I like the Land Rover, obviously, and its iconic colors, but it's also in yellow. The truck itself is in yellow, so we have some front tampos, side tampos, rear tampos. I love adding Landys to the collection. Land Rovers are awesome. And it's black up top. Overall, fantastic casting. Lastly is the Porsche 959, 1986. And this is very similar to the Matchbox deco. I don't have that present. I apologize. But it does look very similar to the Matchbox deco. So maybe I'll do a side-by-side comparison here at the end of the video, just so you guys can see. But there we go, side tampos, some nice rims, top tampo, rear tampos. Overall, an awesome casting. Glad to add this one to the collection. And a 959 is always a popular car, So it's nice to add this one to the collection. But there we go. Like I said, I'll try to do a side-by-side of that and the Matchbox. I don't think the Matchbox is a 959, but it's still in the same kind of color scheme, so it'll be cool to compare those two. So here's a quick side-by-side of the Hot Wheels Porsche 959 and the Matchbox Porsche 911. So that's a 911, and you can see the scale is actually kind of different. The scaling of the 911 is actually kind of smaller than the scaling of the 959. It's a little larger of a vehicle than the 911, and I kind of like the 959 better, but at the same time I like the 911. It's a similar, like I said, paint scheme, but it is, there they are side by side. You can kind of see the scaling is different for both of them. So which one is your favorite? Do you like the 911? Do you like the 959? And let me know. Until the next one, have a good one.